I spent the day with one of my very first auto body mentors, Steve. This is the guy who shaped how I work today. And even now, he's still dropping knowledge. So today, I'm bringing you guys along.
To start, I've already put my rod in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so first things first, you got to find where your tip is. You're going to spend a lot of time in practice in this, okay? Because every mistake you make will cost you time. And at first, that's perfectly okay. For me, it used to take me 2 hours to do a dime-sized dent. Other body men would come around, they would laugh and they would joke about how I'd have that done in 15 minutes, sand it, putty it, done. Don't listen to those guys, okay? Just keep pushing. Take 2 hours to fix a dime-sized dent if you have to. Now I do a dime-sized dent in 10 minutes flat, and it's mint. There is no sanding, no block sanding, nothing. And those guys that were laughing aren't here. Actually, Phil, you're here. But you weren't laughing, Phil. It wasn't you. That was before Phil's time. Okay, so first thing is you got to find your tip. So to do that, what you do is you kind of go above the dent, somewhere where you can see flat. And we're not going to get into how to read the light, okay? But from my perspective, there's a very small little point that I can see that the camera won't pick up. And what I do is I find it, it's beside the dent, then I just kind of hop over just a little bit like that, and I push gently. There it is. I push it again, and I just move. See, I was off there, that one. There we go. Perfect, perfect. There you go. I just keep moving, hold it. I move a little bit quicker than what a beginner would. If you're going at this first, just slow down, push and hold. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to breathe funny and you're going to get off the dent. If you breathe funny 2 times in a row, you'll be so far off the dent you won't even know where your tip is anymore. So I'm going to try to slow it down, but I got a habit of moving a little bit quick. So I just push and hold. And I don't know if the camera here is running, so you can see right there. You can see this. One of these lines hopefully are showing for you where it's pinching in. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm just pinching it in slowly. Push. Forced it to come out. The dent should kind of naturally come out. You don't want to be pushing, making high spots, because that's more work for you. In the body shop world, a couple of high spots, no big deal. They're going to block out. But in PDR world, high spots are your enemy. So something I noticed is after we hammered the hood, there became a low spot here. And that's probably one of the biggest challenges for dent guys. You absolutely need a light, because you can sit here and try to fix this all day, but if you don't fix this low spot, then that dent's never going to return to normal. And what's happened is I hit it with the hammer here, and the brace underneath actually bent here. And there's a glue point right here. I don't know if the camera can catch this, okay, but you see how the light gets fat here? So very important with your dents, all dents, scan the panel all around it, because the slightest little imperfection like that can cause a problem. So we're going to just cut the brace. You're going to see this area is going to disappear, and that's going to relax the dent area. So there's the glue right there. This is not necessarily a recommended tool for this, so I would not do this myself if I were you, but we're stuck because I didn't bring my saw. And that is some hard ass glue. That is just our luck. All right, no problem. Just gotta switch sides. And this brace is really bent. So what will happen is you're going to cut an area brace, and you think, oh, okay, there, I'm done. But you got to look again, because often the brace is bent further down. So wherever it connects to the hood, that's like we're already down here. So the low spot was over here. Now I got a low spot here. So I'm just basically going to keep cutting until I don't pick up any more low spots. All right, so we're not going to do a paintless dent repair tutorial right here, right now, because there's a lot more advanced channels for this type of stuff, where there's actual training videos to sit there on this small exact one. What we're going to focus on is just getting Phil to the point where he can push something to paint without any filler. No pun intended, Phil. All right, so no fill for Phil. That's what we're going for. If we can do a PDR, great. Chances are it should be no problem, but I think for a lot of the viewers on this channel, they're probably more interested on you know, what can I do to speed up my work? And learning PDR is not going to speed you up right away. It's more about quality. You're more or less just kind of building your quality at first.
How do you know how hard to push?
Practice. You just can tell by look. Every metal is different, so there's something in the high spot that you can tell when it just gets too obvious. So if I'm pushing up high, right there, it's like I almost pushed too hard right there. So basically, what you're better off doing is, and most beginners will do this, they're going to push this dent 1,000 times, and then an advanced guy will come and it's like 100 pushes for him. But you're better off with 1,000 pushes that you don't have to fix, because when you make that high spot in the middle of a dent, then you're getting into knocking down. Knocking down is basically, it's the PDR lesson all over again, but now you're using different tools and going the opposite direction. So if you think pushing a dent out accurately is hard, try knocking one in. It gets very time consuming. In the bigger dent repairs, you're going to spend more time knocking something in than you are pushing out. So the last thing you want to do is create more work for yourself. Okay, so now what's happening here is I'm kind of getting a blurry vision here. Like it kind of looks okay. There's definitely a nice high spot there that I put in. But when you start having a hard time seeing the dent, you're going like this, moving your head, it's time to move your light. So we're going to move the light back a little bit.
Honestly, I kind of lost the dent.
Yeah.
So let me circle it.
There you go. Yep, go for it. Perfect. Yeah. Side lesson, treat your knockdowns really well. Don't leave them on the ground. They're going to get kicked. And just like a 10 mil, when you drop a 10 mil, it goes to the center of the car. When you drop a knockdown, it's going to land on the tip every time. This is a root beer. So this one's a little bit harder plastic, less forgiving. If you hit too hard, you're going to make a little tiny dent that you have to recreate. But what this does is it allows you to go for a small little dent. And I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but right here, if you just kind of scan up and down, you'll see the light's going to, if you go like that with the camera, you'll see that it pops up right there. So this type of knockdown will help you get really accurate with this. And it's not even that sharp of a knockdown, so I'm pretty safe. All right, so there goes the low spot. Now there's nothing wrong. Here's the other thing too, is a lot of guys, because as body men, we're always pulling metal out and the dent's getting smaller and smaller. There's no regression. The hardest part for me that I had to learn was often you have to make the dent big again. And it feels like you're going to fight this. I promise you, you're going to fight this. And until you are hard enough on yourself to do the difficult work, and that is make the dent big again. Just back up. You got to stretch the dent out. So with a bunch of my pushes, I pushed a little hard. You can kind of see little tiny high spots in there. It's not perfectly clean. You can tell that by the shadows inside. I don't know if the camera picks them up, but inside the dent, there's little dark shadow holes. Okay, well, that's mostly because there's a high spot beside it causing a shadow from my light. So it's not that it's a low spot, it's behind it is a high spot. So all you got to do is basically go in there, gently go around. Gently just open it up like that. Now it's a soft dent again. So you start over. So what's going to happen is you're going to be doing this and you're just going to be like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere with this. It sucks. So you're going to stop right here. When in reality, I can see right now there's a crown right here, probably caused by the brace that runs here. Okay, so there's an actual push-up spot there. So if you are rushing, if you're just like, oh, you know, I don't want to do that, well, I guarantee you right there, that's going to cause you a problem. This will come out like ass, and that's going to always be there. And then when you block sand, you're going to have bare metal here. So you just take your time, you're looking, you're knocking it, you're making it bigger. Yeah, don't worry. It's going to come out easier each time you do this. If you do this 10 times, each time's coming out easier. So I just knock it there a couple of times. There's no dents. There's nothing happened there besides the metal relaxed in that area. And I can see that it still needs a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, and there's probably, just based on experience, I know that I can't really see it with the light right now, but I know there's something over there too. So just for shits and giggles, it doesn't do any damage. Okay, so then we go back to square one. Here we are. Square one. The dent's a little bit shallower. It's a little chewy. Don't hate on me. I'm a body man by nature. So I understand the instinct to just want to crank on some metal. And you will be able to crank on some metal. All right. So worst enemy is between your ears. Figure that part out, and the rest will come. All right. So again, we're getting pretty shallow again. So we're gonna back the light up. Yeah, more, way more. All right, so this is the part where I was telling you, you can tell how far a guy is with his dent, because look how far back that light is now. I have to move back to match that. And man, you ever see so much more. So if you're sitting up here like this and you think you're done, oh, it looks great. And then you go block sand it and all of a sudden there's still a hole there. Well, that's because again, you weren't patient, you weren't being critical. Be your worst critic so other people don't have to be, okay? Come on back. This is how you do it. This is how you really critique your own bodywork, because what's going to happen is other bodymen in the shop are going to come and they're going to look back, and they're professionals, so they know exactly how to look down a panel, and they're always going to do it from far back, and they're going to lean in there, and it's going to drive you nuts. But that's what you want. You want professionals to critique your work, and if they see it, then that sucks. If you can fool them, then that means you're on the right track. And the way to do that, come back just like they would look at it. Most bodymen know that. All right, but with PDR, it's essential. The further back you go, like if you know, if I could do this with a 5-foot rod on some dents and just move that far back, I would, just because it could get that much better the further back you go in some cases. Some cases you don't have to. When you get really good at it, some dents walk right out and there's no second guessing. On a side panel, you get away with a little more. I'm just bouncing around, just like I see a shadow, I push. It hits the shadow just the way you'll eventually learn. You're gonna know what it looks like naturally. Your brain will it'll just pick up one day. So I know from experience, I could block sand this with a 320 and she's good to go for paint. I don't know if you can find that dent. Can you see the little chewiness or not? There, there's some hints that it's there. So with bodywork too, we're pushed for paint. Okay, this is a repair. We're not in the dent Olympics. We're not trying to take over the dent world here. What we're trying to do is get a car ready for paint. And I can tell you right now, if your prepper was to buzz over that with his sander, it's gone. Okay, so that's a win right there. But I'm going to show you. Hopefully the camera will catch this. We're going to put it right around and look at this dent from a different angle. And I'm almost certain it's going to show us some new information. I know it'll show me stuff that I can't see, like I can sort of see it based, like now that I have experience, I kind of know what I'm going to see when I flip it over there. But for your first 1,000 dents or so, you're going to sit here and be like, wow, look how good that is. And then you're going to switch the light around and you're going to be bummed out. It just happens to us all.
Yeah, honestly, at this stage, from here, it looks pretty good. I could just see like texturing.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll also show you how to use natural light. The natural light is the best way to fix everything. And I'll probably be able to show you, because that garage door is perfect actually. Natural light is the best way to test your dent. So if you're getting blinded by the light, this is like a fog, a fade light. Okay, there is striped lines. Lines are more advanced, but they're also more accurate. But the problem that I had is I didn't start off with lines. I started off with this, so I learned on this, and you get stuck on this. If you want to use lines for a light, Phil, you have one with lines. How's that going for you? For me, lots of information. It's a lot of stuff moving, but there are a lot of guys who live and die by the lines. So you have to basically, if you're going to do lines, you got to start with lines and just do all your training with that. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll take a pinstripe on my light when I don't have natural lighting. But if you want, you can fix with the fog, and then you come over here. We got really nice lines from the garage doors here, and they really catch your dent. Like if you think your dent's nice, here I'll position you. You see that right there? You see the lines on the door? You see those lines on the reflection of the hood? Yes? You see them? They go up and down a little bit just so that the lines catch that. And you'll get some good shot right there for sure. Okay, so if you're fixing with lines, you would see that clear as day, but we're fixing with fog, so it's a lot harder to see that. And even though it's showing as much as it does, again, you can buzz a sander over that, no problem. All right, what you're seeing here is the Dent Reaper. This thing's a long rod. It's actually for aluminum. You got to be advanced to be using something with a tip like that. That is sharp. It is for aluminum. I just love it so much. Something to consider is you might want to put tape on tips. Well, you definitely want to put tape on tips like this because they will scratch the inside of this hood. But we're not worrying about that today. That'll be another video if needed. So just push and hold. Oh, that looked nice. That's good. So now we're really just playing around at this point, okay? Because in the body shop world, we're done. I can use the natural lighting on this one. I just wanted to show it to you. So what's important is to not get ahead of yourself. Don't get upset, okay? We're not trying to glass a dent at this stage. What you want to do is get it ready for prep again. Okay, so one of the other hardest parts is your ego. Your ego is going to want to play with this dent for 2 hours, okay? And even me sitting here making a video for the internet to see, I want to work, like, I know I can do better than this. Unfortunately, not on this dent, okay? I'm already at the point of no return, and that's okay. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock it down just a little bit because the natural lighting is showing me right here, just right there. Just a tiny little thing, okay? Oh, see that? I went and knocked it down, and now the whole area is low again. So in PDR, a saying is that's very that'll help you understand. If it's low, it won't go because the customer will see it. But if it's high, it'll fly because when a dent is high, the light skims over it quicker. Your eye, like, you have to really be careful. When it's low, the light goes in and goes up, and it's very easy for even a beginner to see. But a high spot, very hard to see. It's a quicker reflection in the light. Also, if it's a little bit high and then your prepper comes over with a sander, it just chops everything down. It brings the lows up and takes the highs down. So we're just gonna tweak it one more time from up here, and then we're gonna switch back around and do a little quality inspection here. So yeah, that dent dropped quite a bit with my light tap. Like, I just did a light tap. Obviously, you know, a better technician, a better PDR guy would have this out with no high spots. You wouldn't even have to knock down, and you'll get there. I've been doing dents in the body shop for 3 years now. So I've lost a lot of my finesse. You just don't need it. I do some dents, you know, like 1 or 2 a month where it's got to be a paintless dent repair. And then I hone in and I do it. But so I'm kind of scared to look at this dent through your light, Phil. To be honest, fog, you get away with so much more with the fog. It just doesn't show you the same way the lines do. You can certainly play with it more, okay, but it's just not worth it, honestly. Part of it is just knowing when to stop. You know, I got some dents on the internet. Not perfect all the time, but this will pass. This will be great. We'll block sand this after just to show them, and we'll see.